When I was doing that vocal, in my head I was like, don't stop, don't stop. Hello, I'm YungBlud.
I'm Matt.
And this is behind the song, Hello Heaven, Hello. I think everyone's so like mind blown that we put out a 9-minute song in 2025, but we never really set out to be like, let's make a 9-minute song. When we were creating it, it took like a week to write it. It just didn't want to end, and it was really a compound of different ideas.
Once we finished the first part, which is Hello, we knew that's gonna be, that could gonna be an intro for the album. It's like Hello, which actually has a double meaning, right? Hello actually means goodbye, and that goodbye to my old self, and
To me, like controversially, like Hello Heaven Hello isn't on Idols. It's like the prelude to it. Idols starts on Idols 1, but when you like watch West Side Story or like Bernstein or anything like that, or like traditional opera would have an overture and it would have a prelude to the piece where it would almost like build the world before you enter it. Like I can see like the buildings getting constructed, and when you're in Hello Heaven Hello, we wanted to set a precedent out of the gate that this is an album that is completely limitless in terms of its imagination. We had the synth line, it was from another idea that we'd started like 5 nights ago, and I remember at like 3 a.m, I sang like, hello, are you out? And I remember in my ear, like in my headphones, I was like, wow, this really felt like I was beginning a story. Like the way I sang it on that night was what's in the record. The first hello, I was like, we're keeping it. I would sleep under the studio so I could hear what they were fucking up to when I went to bed. If they were like changing things or ruining shit. And we made, like my guitar player Adam was in the room with Matty, and I heard this bam out, bam ba-da-down, bam, 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 ba-ba-bum. And I thought I was dreaming it because I was asleep. And I was like, you know what I mean? When you're having a good dream, and you like dream about a song and you wake up and you forget about it. I walked upstairs and it wasn't a dream. They were making that section. At the end of the synth line that had been kind of this through line for it. And I'll never forget it. I literally walked into the booth and to the end of the chorus was pretty. I sung it in one, didn't I?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Since I was a little boy, I'd advise the women get away.
First thing we did in the song was you came up with this like merged synth line that goes all the way through the whole 9 minutes of it.
It just goes the whole way through.
It goes the whole way through. It was like it was like a connector, to be honest, because it was like every time we would finish a section, how can we deviate? How can we change? How can we like take a left turn here? And it worked over so many ideas that we ended up fitting together. I think when one part inspires multiple ideas, then you end up with a 9-minute song. He started that and then he brought a really deep bass in, and I just said hello. I don't know why. I think I was probably like testing the mic or something. And I was like, whoa, that feels good. Da-da, da-na-na-na-na-na-na. I'll never forget feeling that. I was like, whoa.
Hello, you're out there.
That bass really.
You're trying.
I just remember I had the synth and the bass. I don't know, like it felt like I woke up or something. And everyone in the room was like, so I kind of kept going. And then I don't know why, I just was like, what is something that everyone in every country of the world can unify under or come together with or knows how to say? And that was hello.
Dom actually played all the original drums on the record, all the ideas that we put down, and then we're like, shall we try and get Ben to play it or not? Because Ben did a session with us.
I just basically said to him, me fucking drummer's playing the fucking songs. On the record, I played everything drum-wise because I really hear where melodies can go when I play the beat. So I knew that I wanted hello, hello, on the hi-hat. And then when I came in, I was just because in my head I was already playing like fucking Wembley. I think when I was writing these parts, when they were re-recorded by Ben, my drummer is the most incredible drummer fucking in the world to me, you know what I mean? Some of the fills were strange because I hear them differently. Like if you're a drummer, you're not going to play like double snares, or you're going to change arms and hands in a certain way. Whereas I wasn't even thinking about that. I was kind of just writing whatever I heard, or just like dropping into bars, which is kind of a drummer's worst nightmare. But because I've known Ben since I was 15, he really went there. Give him a spin of the drum part. It's sick when it like launches in. And then this bit. I basically sent him the songs and he scored it all, so he played it exactly as I wrote it. So it was really sick. But he plays it with such a great feeling.
His feeling is just unbelievable. The difference is insane. You know, someone can play the same chords, the same notes on a guitar, bass or drums, and somebody else will play exactly the same part, and suddenly it's just oozing, you know, whatever it needs to ooze.
That's the original synth part that we talked about earlier that kind of carries us through.
It's more like a spine.
The synthesizer glued together, hello, and then this goes into heaven. That's why hello, heaven, hello. The vocal that is recorded is basically me coming in, hearing their idea. I'm like, right, put me on the mic. Within like, what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? I was like, this is fucking sick. I know exactly what I want to do with this. And I heard, and I just got on the mic and sang it. And I think seeing people go like, really like kind of led me to be like, I was like performing, I was like dancing it, I was like.
Since I was a little boy, I'd about the windmill getaway.
You can hear there's some clicks and pops in there because he sang it with the mic and it was just
so
a moment.
aggressive.
So sometimes the mic would distort a little bit, or there was moment and it's captured. The feeling is captured.
When I was doing that vocal, in my head I was like, don't stop. Don't fucking stop. You know, I was like literally battling fucking space and time, being like, I'd never felt like that before. I never even knew I could sing that high. I was like literally in that moment, like discovering a new part of my voice. We finished it and I managed to kind of sing it a couple of times, but when I got into the rehearsal room, I vocally can't cheat this album at all. So I've had to start having singing lessons because I think in the past, you know, when it's been a little bit more punky, you can kind of just have to do a shot of whiskey and just get on and do it. But this is like no joke singing, you know what I mean? And
it's not learning how to sing, it's learning how to maintain the ability to control it so it doesn't control you, because if it controls you, you finished.
I think I kind of took everything I'd ever loved, every fucking rock record I'd ever loved, and amalgamated it into a vocal and just was like, all right, I'm going to fucking sit with the big boys on this one. We were really blessed to have such a fucking important guitar player, because to just throw a fucking guitar solo in is so lame sometimes, because you're like, oh, nah, fuck that, it sounds like dad rock, until you land on something that's authentic. And that's why we kept going and going and going until he landed something like this. Because it's full of mistakes. Every fucking guitar player at the minute pisses me off, because it's all, like, guitar playing online is so fucking perfect. Everything's got to be virtuoso and perfect, instead of like, nah, give me a fucking bit of your spirit. Put that on fucking tape forever. Fuck playing it well. Play it like you mean it. Part 1 and part 2 was sick, but it wasn't special enough. Because hello at the beginning in part 1, it ain't confident enough. It's not supposed to be. It's like, are you out there? Are you trying? Are you patient? And we had to land the plane being like, yeah, man, I'm fucking here. Hello, I've arrived. This is the slowdown. I think we wrote the other section, but we had to get there, right?
It's different BPM. So how do you go from 83 BPM to 94 BPM without losing the feeling somehow? I think it was quite late and we're quite,
Tipsy.
Quite tipsy, let's call it. I wanted to do something with automation on the BPM to kind of rise it, but I can't remember if it was a mistake or something. Instead of taking it up, I took it down.
To 5
all
BPM.
the way to 5 BPM.
And it just goes boo, 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 and it's like space and time slows down. We sat for like 3 hours trying to get the right, painting in the right curve, and I was like, feels wrong, do it again. Feels wrong, do it again for like an hour or some shit. And then it felt right. It feels like strings and everything comes in when it just kind of like, the universe gave us that.
Yeah.
And we really kind of lent a lot on like mistakes and happy accidents and like him just, obviously us just out of our mind. He made a mistake and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Whoa, yeah. Pursue that avenue.
The vocal, let it breathe, let it have a moment. And then there was all this whispery, chatty things that are...
That's me just on loop for...
undefined, saying just different things on the right and on the left.
I'm just like, off my head, just like, pause it. I was pretending to be Anthony Hopkins in Meet Joe Black. That movie really touched me. I ain't even told you this, right? This is what I was like, in whatever state and trip I was in, I was like in my headphones, like just talking rubbish, like thinking about Anthony Hopkins and Meet Joe Black. Because I remember the arc of that film, when he walks over the hill, I'm like sobbing every time. Everyone thinks it's like a fucking old man actor. It's me just like on loop for an hour. I think they'd gone to eat a Chinese or something and I didn't want to leave, so I just like, leave it on loop. 40 minutes later or however long it takes for 5 lads to eat a Chinese meal, that end bit was finished. I didn't want to make something that would be like, you'd rinse it 25 times a day. Like one of them 2-minute songs that's here for 2 months and then just disappears into the ether. I wanted to make something that you'll play for the rest of your life. When you're on a bus and you know by the end of the journey, like you're gonna make your stop. When you like wake up in the morning on a Sunday with your best mate or love of your life or whatever, I wanted you to be able to play this forever. That music at the minute can be really disposable. A song like that can't be, and that's why I was really proud of it, because when I would show it people before we put it out, everyone would be like, that's a bit mad. And then they'd text me 2 days later being like, this is sick. And then they'd text me a week later being like, bro, I've been playing this song like every day. We love art because it allows us to escape and provides a soundtrack to our life that makes it more interesting or makes us see things more beautifully.
It's a stream against the grain, you know, it's that's how you change things.
Not because we were trying to, because we fucking loved it.
Because we shouldn't.
We like doing things we shouldn't.